This is Melanie Wilkinson with YorkNewsTimes.com. We had the opportunity to sit down with U.S. Senator Mike Johanns this week, and we had quite a candid conversation about a myriad of topics. One of the topics that he did discuss was his friendship with former Senator Chuck Hagel, who has been nominated to be the U.S. Secretary of Defense. Now, while Johanns acknowledged that they are good friends, they've had a long history together in politics, he said that he does want to hear some explanations from Hagel regarding his stance on Israel, Iraq, and many other things.
The personal side of this is I like Chuck Hagel and he's a friend, but I don't want to create the impression that any friend of Mike Johanns is going to get a pass. He said some things that concern me about Israel and negotiations with Hamas, which we as a nation regard as a terrorist organization. But he'll have plenty of opportunities to explain that, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to sitting down with him. We will at some point, and I'll gather all the information I can, and at some point I'll make a statement as to whether I'm a yes or no vote with Chuck.
Have you spoken with him?
I did.
This has kind of come to the surface?
Chuck reached out to me yesterday, and we had a nice conversation on the phone. I think the most I could say about that is we agreed to sit down, and he said, look, I'm happy to come over and visit with you anytime you want. Right now, what he needs to do, having been through the process as Secretary of Agriculture, the Committee of Jurisdiction membership is really the first basis he needs to touch. That's the first senators that will question him, and so I said, here's some ideas on who you need to talk to, and then at that point we'll sit down when his schedule permits, and I'm looking forward to it.
Any predictions? I mean, I know that you haven't made up your mind yet, but
A tough nomination process, but this is a big job. I really wouldn't expect anything too differently than what we're seeing. I think today, if you were to lay in front of me the names of the 100 senators that are serving in the U.S. Senate and said, Mike, check the 60 that will be supporting Chuck, I probably could not get to 60. That does not mean he's not going to be confirmed, not at all. But many senators, really on both sides of the aisle, have said, look, I want to see what he has to say. I'm going to wait until he goes through the hearing, whatever they're saying. Again, I emphasize that doesn't mean that he might have an overwhelming number of senators supporting him, but he is going to have to kind of lay down that groundwork and touch all of those bases. And so this story will be written over many weeks ahead of us.
so again, Johanns did have some strong words regarding Hagel's nomination. He says that he doesn't know how he stands at this time. He says he just wants more information. Again, this is Melanie Wilkinson with YorkNewsTimes.com.